Hey, what's up guys? Sam right here, and today wanted to make a different video than the ones that I usually do make, which is mostly the Persona 4 Golden videos. And today I actually wanted to talk about a anime that I really liked. Um this particular anime doesn't really have a beginning to end story. Think of it as more of like a what if series type, where you have the same story, but it has three different scenarios or like endings, where one change in the story can actually change the ending of the series. And it is called the Fate series. Well, that's the name of it. There really isn't like an anime name where it's just the title and has like 24 episodes or over 100 and that's it. So the thing about the Fate series, because that's what I call it, I think most people will call it, is that, like I said, there really isn't a beginning to end story, and that's it. I kind of like to think of the Fate series as more of like a what ifs type of anime, because the only ones that I'll probably be talking about is the Fate Stay Night series, the Fate Unlimited Blade Works movies, and the Fate Hollow Ataraxia movies. So the thing with all three, there really isn't like a beginning to where you could actually start and then end, and then it goes into another type of series. Think of it as like a season 2 and then there's a season 3. Yeah, the Fate series doesn't really have that. I'd say the best way for me to explain it is that it has its own story, but like they all connect to each other in some way. So whenever people get asked like, "Oh, what's like a good way for me to start the Fate series?" There really isn't a particular answer because they all start like differently, but like they think of them as like just being super similar to each other. So it's sort of like you're watching the exact same series, but it has a different middle, some sort of like a part that's in the series that changes it. Then it has a different ending. That's like the best way I would probably summarize it. Because to me, it's just Fate is pretty much just Avengers version of like, what if this happened, what if that happened. So yeah, so if you want to like get into it, there really isn't a beginning for you to like get into. You could try whichever ones between the two movies and the series, because they are they all have like the same story from beginning to end. It's just that they have a different plot, sort of ish, because there's, from what I understand, because I watched all three of them, is that the Fate Stay Night, it like targets more towards like the past, and then Unlimited Blade Work and Heaven's Field target more of like, I guess you could call it the future, because it has different characters, but some of the heroes that are summoned are like mostly the same, but they have different partners that with them. So I guess before like I kind of get into the plot of it ish, without trying not to spoil it, the best way that I could explain the Fate series to like anyone is that it's pretty much a battle royale where you have the masters, which are pretty much magicians or arcanas, whatever you like to call them. They have been practicing like magecraft in years. And then you have the, I guess I would call them like the summoners, because they're mostly just heroes from, how do I put it? They're like legendary heroes that have achieved something that's greater than what any normal human could. Think of it as like a god status that is given to like normal humans because they did something that's like I guess I could say it's not repeatable, or people can't copy it more than once, or it's just, you know, a greater height or greater feat that is godlike level. That's the best way I could put it. So, because in their past, when they died, they actually get resurrected, I believe, to what was it called? I think it was like a hero's sanctum or something like that, or the hero's hall of fame, where they will forever be like there forever. They have a statue of them, etc., etc. Descriptions, or like they have like their goals, what they accomplished. So yeah. So like in the series, you have the masters, which are the magicians, like I said before, and then you have the servants, which is what the heroes are called in the series. So pretty much in order to get chosen for this battle royale, you have to actually be able to summon a servant by doing some sort of like a ritual. And if you do get accepted, then well, you're entered into the battle royale. So the thing with this battle royale is that it's sort of like, the best way I could put it is like a ritual, where I believe it was every decade or two, a this item that appears out of nowhere called the I call it like the Grand Chalice. I think there was a name for it because I haven't seen the series in so long. That's what creates the rituals for the battle royale to happen. So what would happen is you would have 8 different masters that were able to summon any heroes throughout time and space, you know, the ones that actually made it to like the Hall of Heroes. And this is by random, by the way. You don't actually get to choose it. You randomly get chosen a class. There's, I believe, 8 classes, which is Saber, Rider, Assassin, Archer, and then I think it was like Magicians, or it's sort of like a Mage type. Oh yeah, I think it was like Mage, and then there's Berserker, and I know there are 2 more, I think, unless there were like 6 of them in total. I'll probably add it somewhere around the screen because I haven't really seen the series in so long. So this battle royale, like I said before, it's more like a ritual where you have your masters that are able to summon the heroes. Also, it's not guaranteed that you're able to like actually do this. I'm guessing it's more of like, oh, you have to be chosen by the chalice, because that's like the core of this entire match. Then after that, you pretty much automatically enter the fight. There's always a what do they call it? I forgot the name of it exactly, but think of it as like if there's like a referee in a basketball game or any type of sports game. I think the name of it was like the Grand Seer or something like that. They're pretty much the, you know, like I said, it was like the referee. Pretty much they're like the ones that like oversee the entire battle to see if anyone's cheating, because if they break the rules. Because in the battle royale, there are like certain rules you have to follow. If they break it, then they're disqualified. So the main reason this happens is because of the chalice. Every hero that has ever died a heroic death, they all have one wish, and they all think that if they win the battle royale, then they actually get their wish granted just by getting the chalice. And you have to defeat all the other masters and servants that are there. And the other thing that I didn't really feel is that the servants, they also have special attacks, or like, if I had to put in another word, sort of like a special move. But the problem with it is that if they were to ever use it, it would expose their weaknesses, because their special move, it's extremely powerful and it's able to take down a servant. But the downside is that if it was ever used, they would give out a hint of exactly who they are. Because the thing is is that when the masters summon a servant from a different time or period, they don't really come with their actual names because that's sort of like their Achilles heels, as what they like to call it. Think of it as a weakness because every hero knows every other heroes, like they have their data on them, what made them lose in their time. So think of it as like, oh, if they were to use their ultimate moves, their name could be like found out by the other teammates or players because their ultimate moves is pretty much hints of who they were. So if they were able to like figure it out from that, then oh, they would practically know their weaknesses, and it would be easier to like destroy them in battle because they would like have the upper hand on them. So I would sort of think of it like that. So yeah, that's sort of like the basis of like the Fate series of like, I'd say the main plot point of it, of what exactly the series is about, even though it's sort of separated into like, well, the one I'm talking about is three, but I believe you have, I think it's around, I know it's over five, I think, because you also had to like deal with the there's the, what do we call it, the OVAs, and then there's also the video game version of it. Most people, if you were to ask them how to like start the Fate series, they would mostly say just play the game, because there's a light novel version of the game that's like the beginning of it. So you could do that if you want, because I know before the light novels came out, there really wasn't a way to like gain access to it, because that's how many people say, oh, that's where you're supposed to start the series, because there's a bunch of informations that like the movies and the TV series itself doesn't really like include, because there's just way too much of it. So as of right now, you can buy it. It's just that there are tiny few things that were like knocked out from the original that people were able to find online just by like hacking around. So yeah. So I guess that's what I need to talk about, or that's all I could explain without having to spoil stuff. So I highly recommend anyone to like watch it, because it's really fun. You know, it does seem confusing at first, but the three that I talked about, the Fate Stay Night series, Unlimited Blade Work movies, and the Heaven's Feel movies, they all have like very, very similar beginnings, but like there's a point in the story, I guess you call it like the climax, where it's does one tiny change which completely changes the outcome of the ending. Well, that's for the movies, the Unlimited Blade Work and Heaven's Feel, because the Stay Night concentrates more like different characters, and I would like to like say it concentrates on a different past, to where if it was given the like a sequel to it that connects to it, there'd be completely different people than the what the movie shows, because I believe there's a specific character in the Stay Night series where they get killed off, but they actually get shown in the Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel movie. So yeah, it was kind of hard for me to record this video a bit because I'm sort of sick. So yeah, actually did want to talk about this because I've been uploading Persona 4 Golden gameplays, and I don't know, I just wanted to talk about an anime series that I liked. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you to watch it. So yeah, and if it does get confusing, just note that like the story sort of has like the same beginnings. It's just there's a tiny crucial point that's in the story that like changes the ending. So think of it as like you were playing one of those visual novel games, and there are like different endings for the series, but it's in the form of a movie and a series itself. Sort of think of it like that. It's a visual novel. You have 3 different endings. So yeah, this video was kind of hard to make because like I've been coughing and stuff. So if you like and subscribe, and then see you guys next time. Later. I mean, I'll try to like make more videos, but if I just need to like find the time to do so because I'm still sick. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.